Hello students, happy to speak with you all through this video. I'm back with a new video, new concept, that is spring force. So where we use spring, you can see in our day-to-day life, we use spring in lot of places. Like if you take car or any vehicle, in that car, we use spring in transmission system inside the car. So four wheels have four spring. Or if you take the pen, right? That Reynolds pen. In that pen we use spring system. Okay. As we know already, spring force is a derived force, which we studied in types of forces. We studied two types of forces, fundamental forces and derived forces. Spring force comes under derived force. Okay. So in the class என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்னு சொன்னா ஸ்ப்ரிங்ல இருந்து எப்படிலாம் ஃபோர்ஸ் டெரைவ் ஆகுது, என்னென்ன ஃபோர்ஸ் ஆக்ட் ஆகுது, அதோட நியூமெரிக்கல்ஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தட் ஸ்ப்ரிங் ஃபோர்ஸ் அதான் இந்த கிளாஸ்ல பார்க்க போறோம். Okay, so this is the simple construction of spring. So in the spring, the length of the spring is known as natural length. This is the length of the spring. So what is meant by natural length? Natural length. So in natural length, we don't give any force to the spring. So neither compression nor elongation. So these kinds of length, when the spring is subjected to no force, then that length is known as natural length. If you connect your mass, what will happen? Just think about it. So the spring ஓட ஒரு mass connect பண்ணிட்டோம். Now what will happen? Because of this mass, the weight force acting downwards, so the spring will start to elongate, right? The spring will start to elongate. So it will look like this. We attached a mass. Because of that mass, the spring got elongated. Okay, so we take this is our mean length of the spring, or we can say this is our natural length, right? And this is our displacement of the spring. This is displacement. Okay, so if we add more mass, what will happen? For example, think a scenario. If this mass is 10 kilogram and this mass is 50 kilogram, and this is our original spring. Okay, so this is mean length, or we can say natural length of the spring. We add 10 mass to the spring and 50 mass to the spring. So in these two cases, the spring got elongated, and the elongation is based on the weight attached to the spring. So if the weight is more, if you see here, this is our mean length, right? This is our natural length. So here we add 10 kilogram. Because of the 10 kilogram mass, the spring elongated like this. So this is displacement, or we can say x1 by the mass 1. Okay, then to this same spring we add a 50 kilogram of mass, then the spring got elongated more, right? We say it as x2, elongation produced by the mass 2. Can you feel it? So weight கம்மியாக ஆட் பண்ணும்போது ஸ்ப்ரிங் என்ன ஆகும்? கம்மியாக எலாங்கேட் ஆகும். வெயிட் அதிகமாக ஆட் பண்ணும்போது ஸ்ப்ரிங் அதிகமாக ஆக்ட் ஆகும். ஓகே, மாஸ் ஆட் பண்ணும்போது ஸ்ப்ரிங் என்ன ஆகும்? அதிகமாக எலாங்கேட் ஆகும். So we can say the displacement directly proportional to force. Force means nothing but the weight force or gravitational force. Okay, so when we give low force, the spring tends to elongate lower. When you give more force, the spring gets elongated more, right? So we can say elongation or displacement of the spring is directly proportional to force applied, right? To remove this proportionality, we add one constant. That constant is minus K. So what is K here? K means spring constant or stiffness constant, which is based on the thickness of the spring. Now consider the same situation. Here we have spring of certain thickness. If I increase this thickness of the spring, okay, increase the thickness of the material, then what will happen to the elongation? Just think about it. So this is our spring, right? I increase the thickness of the spring. Okay. So when we increase the thickness of the spring, then what will happen when we attach a mass to the spring? Just think about it. Now the elongation will be reduced, right? Why? Because my thickness of the spring gets increased, the displacement will be reduced. The displacement will be reduced. So I give the same equal amount of force, okay, equal amount of force, but the elongation here will be reduced, right? Why? Because thickness is increased. ஸோ ஸ்ப்ரிங்கோட திக்னஸ் அதிகமாக இருக்கும்போது நம்ம எவ்வளோதான் ஃபோர்ஸ் கொடுத்தாலும் என்ன ஆகாது, ஈஸியாக எலாங்கேட் ஆகாது. ஓகே, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் பென்னில் இருக்கிற ஸ்ப்ரிங் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. அந்த ஸ்ப்ரிங்கோட திக்னஸ் எப்படி இருக்கும்? ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கம்மியாக இருக்கும். ஸோ லைட்டாக பிடிச்சி புல் பண்ண என்ன ஆகும்? ஸ்ப்ரிங் இருக்கே அதிகமாக எலாங்கேட் ஆகும். ஓகே, ஸோ இப்போ ஊஞ்சலில் ஸ்ப்ரிங் இருக்குது, ஆர் எனி அதர் கேசஸ் காரோட ஸ்ப்ரிங் இருக்குது. ஸோ தட் இஸ் அந்த ஸ்ப்ரிங்கோட திக்னஸ் எப்படி இருக்கும்? அதிகமாக இருக்கும். ஸோ இட் ஹாவ் மோர் ஸ்டிஃப்னஸ் கான்ஸ்டன்ட். So can we able to elongate it easily? Not at all possible. Okay, so we should give more force to elongate the spring. So எவ்வளோதான் force கொடுத்தாலும் அந்த spring என்ன ஆகாது? ஈஸியாக elongate ஆகாது. Why? Because the thickness or the stiffness constant of that spring is more when compared to the spring which is attached in the pen. Clear? So when K is more, the F will be more and the displacement will be less. Right? So we have more thickness of the spring, then we should give more force, even though the spring will elongate very low, the displacement length will be very low. Why? Because the thickness of the spring is more. Can you feel it? So why we are using minus here? If you watch here, the weight force acting downwards and the spring force acting upwards, right? So here weight force downwards, spring force acting upwards. So which means when you attach a mass to the spring and you leave it, then the spring force will pull the mass upwards, right? And this weight force pull the mass downwards. So what will be the net force? Net force acting downwards, right? So the spring always wants to comes to its mean position if no force acting on it. So this is the mean position of the spring. When we attach a mass to the spring, then what will happen? The spring will get oscillation. We said it as simple harmonic motion, SHM. The spring get oscillated from up and down. Okay, so the spring wants to become to its mean position by coming upwards, by moving in upward direction, right? Because of spring force. Okay, so spring force always acts in the direction opposite to the displacement length. Can you get my point? So spring force direction opposite to the displacement of the spring. Here displacement is downwards and spring force acting upwards. Consider this scenario. Here we have spring of spring constant K. Here we attached a mass to the spring. So this length is known as natural length, right? Natural length. Then we pull this mass towards right side. Then what will happen? The spring got elongated, right? the spring got elongated. So this elongated length is known as displacement length, right? Displacement. Here the spring got elongated. Right? So what will be the direction of spring force, which is always opposite to the displacement of the spring? So displacement of the spring in this direction and the direction of spring force will be in opposite direction. Okay, so we say it as kx, direction of spring force. So we say it as minus kx because it's acting in the opposite direction. Okay, so here we move this mass towards left side. Okay, towards left side. Then what will happen? The spring got compressed. Okay, so this is our main length, main position of the mass. Then we move the mass towards left side. So because of that motion, the spring got compressed. Now this is the motion of the spring, right? So this is the movement of, or we can say this is the displacement. And what will be the direction of force? This is the direction of force. Okay, so this is the direction of spring force. When you remove this mass, the spring will move towards the right side. Why? Because of the spring force, the spring move towards the right side. If you remove the mass here, because of the spring force which is acting on the left side, the spring will move towards the left side. Clear? So here the spring is compressed. So we will solve a numerical based on this. The problem says that a particle of mass 0.3 kilogram is subjected to force F equal to minus kx with K equal to 5 Newton per meter. Here K means stiffness constant or spring constant. What will be its initial acceleration if it is released from point x equal to 20 centimeter? Okay, we have four options: 10 meter per second square, 1 meter per second square, 3 meter per second square, and 5 meter per second square. Okay, so here we have a spring of spring constant 5 Newton per meter. Okay, I draw a spring of spring constant 5 Newton per meter. Okay, so here the spring is subjected to some force F equal to minus kx, and here it is says that what will be its initial acceleration if it is released from point x equal to 20 centimeter. So initially we have 0.3 kilogram of mass here. Okay, 0.3 kilogram, and we make it move or displaced up to 20 centimeter. Okay, so this mass displaced up to 20 centimeter, right? Here we have 0.3 kg. So this distance is known as displacement. Okay, displacement of the spring, that is 20 centimeter. Now we release this mass. Then what will be the acceleration? Okay, what will be the acceleration of this mass 0.3 kilogram? Can you feel the question? Okay, initially we attached a mass 0.3 kilogram and we pull it, we elongate it, right? So we elongate it towards the right side and the spring got elongated up to 20 centimeter. So after elongate it up to 20 centimeter, we release the force. Then what will happen? This mass will again comes to its mean position, right? It will oscillate front and back, and after a certain time it comes to its mean position. Okay, so while it starts to move because of the spring force, what will be the acceleration of this mass? That is asked in this question. So initially, what is the force acting on the spring? It is given that we know the formula F equal to Kx. This is the formula for spring force. Okay. So here, what is the value of K? K is given as 5 Newton per meter. So F equal to 5. What is X? X means displacement length. The mass got displaced from its mean position to 20 centimeter. Okay. So we have to convert this. We get 0.2 meter. I'm sorry, actually the spring constant is 15 Newton per meter. It kindly changes the question. The spring constant is 15 Newton per meter. Okay. So here we have 15 and the displacement is 20 centimeter. We have to convert it into SI unit. SI unit is meter. Okay. So convert 20 centimeter into meter, we get 0.2 meter and we multiply this, we get 3 Newton. Okay. So the total force acting on the mass is 3 Newton. Now what will be the acceleration? We know the formula of acceleration. Acceleration equal to mass force per mass by using Newton's second law. Okay. So what is the force acting on it? Force acting on the mass is 3 Newton. What will be its mass? Mass is given as 0.3 kilogram. So acceleration will be 10 meter per second square. Clear? So option A is correct. Next topic is combination of springs. In many places, we use multiple springs for our purpose. For example, if you take car, we use 4 springs, right? Such that in some places, we use multiple springs. So we say it as combination of springs. So first one is parallel combination. Here we have 2 springs which are attached to a mass. These 2 springs are connected as parallel combination. Okay. So the spring 1 have some stiffness constant. Okay, spring 1 and spring 2 have some stiffness constant. And these 2 springs tends to displaced with the same displacement. Okay, very important point. When 2 springs are connected in parallel, it experience same displacement different force. So that type of spring is known as parallel combination. That type of combination is parallel combination. Okay, so here we attached a mass with these 2 springs and we make it elongate. Then what will happen? These 2 springs simultaneously get elongated with the same amount of displacement. Okay, so the elongation will be same or the displacement will be same. We can apply different force. Why? Because the spring constant is different. As I said earlier, if the spring constant is more, if a spring have more spring constant, then we should give more force to get a displacement, right? So here the spring, 2 springs have different spring constant, so we give different force to get the same displacement, right? If the thickness is more, then we should give more force to get some displacement. If the thickness is less, then to make the same displacement, we can give only less force. We can get the same displacement, right? So here the net result will be, so this is the combination of those 2 parallel springs. Okay, so this is the net, or we can say resultant combination, right? Or we say equivalent, K equivalent. Okay, so we know the formula of spring force F equal to Kx. As I said already, here X is same for both the spring. So X1 equal to X2 and K is variable. Here we have K1 and K2. So this combination is simply known as K equivalent. Okay, total value of K or net value of spring constant. So the formula will be K equivalent equal to K1 plus K2. Okay, so if two springs are connected in parallel, then total spring constant will be equal to K1 plus K2 or summation of each spring constant. Okay, so here we have why we don't take displacement, because displacement is same in case of parallel combination. Clear? Next one is series combination. In series combination we have two springs which is attached with a mass. So when you pull this mass towards the right side, then what will happen? Both the spring will experience same force but subjected to different displacement because it have different spring constant. Okay, so both the spring will experience the same force of this mass, right? But it have different spring constant. So if spring constant K1 is more, then this displacement or this elongation will be less. If you take K2 is less, then it will elongate more or displaced more, right? So the displacement is based on the spring constant. If the thickness of the spring is more, if I take K1 as a thick spring, then it will subject to less elongation even though it have same force, same mass. So if the thickness of the K2, the spring 2 is less, then it will elongate more for this same mass. Okay, so here we have to note down two important points, that is equal force, or we can say same force but different displacement. So here the net value is K equivalent will be equal to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. Okay, reciprocal of sum of two spring constant, that is equal to 1 by K equivalent. Okay, 1 by K equivalent equal to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. Some of you may already know this formula, which we used to study in capacitors connected in series and parallel. Okay, for series combination we say it as 1 by Cs equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. For parallel combination, C1 plus C2 plus C3 up to Cn. Okay, so here for series combination we get the formula 1 by K1 or 1 by K equivalent equal to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. Okay, for parallel combination simply we have to add all the spring constant value K1 plus K2 up to Kn. Clear? So we solve some numericals based on combination of spring. So this is the problem. We have two spring which are connected in series combination, right? Here 10 kilogram of mass is attached at the bottom. Okay, inside here we have scale of readings. Okay, from 0 to 10. Clear? So it is given that a block of mass 10 kilogram is suspended through two light spring balance as shown in figure. So it is given four options. Both the scale will read the same 10 kilogram. Here we have two scales, right? As I said. So in these two scales, we have some readings of 0 to certain value. Okay, it has some readings. So when we add a mass to the spring, what will happen? The spring got elongated. Okay, for example, here we have some pointer. So what is asked? Both the scale will read same 10 kilogram. The first option. So ரெண்டு ஸ்கேல்லையுமே same 10 kilogram reading காட்டுமான்னு கேட்குறான். The second option, both the scale will read same 5 kilogram. Third one, upper scale will read 10 kilogram, lower will be 0. Okay, final option, the readings may be anything, their sum will be 10. So this is the question. We have to choose the correct option. Okay, so we draw the combination of these two springs. This is the combination of two springs, right? It have 10 kilogram of mass. As I said already, when two springs are connected in series combination, then it experience same force. Okay, so these two springs experience same force of 10 kilogram. So when it experience same force, then both the springs read the same value here. Okay, so both the springs read the same value of 10 kilogram. So option A is correct. Why? When springs are connected in series, it experience same force. When both the spring experience same force, then the summation will be like this. Okay, the spring shows the 10 kilogram of scale. Okay, in this scale, both the spring shows the same reading of 10 kilogram. So option A, both the scale will read same 10 kilogram is correct option. Next problem, it is given that both the springs shown in figure are unstretched. Okay, neither elongated nor stretched nor compressed. If the block displaced by a distance x unreleased, then we displace this block with a distance of x and we release it. Okay, what will be initial acceleration? So similar to the first problem which we solved in previous. So here the mass is displaced and we release it, then what will happen? Because of the spring tension, the mass will again go back, right? So what will be the acceleration while it is going back to its mean position? That is asked in the question. Given that k1 plus k2 x by m, k1 k2 by k1 plus k2, I think, yeah, k1 plus k2 x by m, then k1 by k2 x by m, k2 by k1 x by m. So first we have to identify whether the springs are connected in series or parallel. So just think about it. What is the connection here? What is the combination here? Series combination or parallel combination? Yes. So here the combination is parallel combination. Why? Even though it seems like a series combination, but the actual combination is parallel. Why? Just think about it. This mass displaced to certain distance of x distance. Okay, so I move this mass to x. So what will happen to this spring? This spring compressed, right? This spring compressed. Then what will happen to this spring? Just think about it. This spring elongated towards here. So here the spring look like this. Okay, when I move the mass here, so I move the mass here to here. Okay, so what will happen? This spring elongated to x distance and this spring compressed to x distance. Okay, so this is initial position. Then after certain time my mass moved towards x distance. So just think about it. The same amount of compression which is experienced by the spring 2 is equal to the same displacement of elongation experienced by the spring 1, right? So here x of compressed will be equal to s of elongation. So we can say x elongation will be equal to x compressed. Okay, so the displacement of elongation as well as displacement of compression both are same. Clear? So substitute the formula. We know for parallel combination, what is the condition for parallel combination? The displacement will be same and it experience different force. Okay, it is applicable here. Both the spring get same displacement, okay, and it experience different force which is very similar to this kinds of combination. Okay, this is mass spring 1 spring 2. Okay, so what is the formula for K equivalent in case of parallel combination? K1 plus K2, right? So what is the force? What's the force? Force formula is Kx. So here K is K1 plus K2, K1 plus K2, then X. Both experience same displacement. So I put X here. Then what will be its acceleration, which is asked in the question? Acceleration equal to force per net mass. So force is K1 plus K2 X and mass is M. So option A is correct. Okay. K1 plus K2 X by M. Clear? So this is all about today's class. We will solve one more problem in Zoom meeting. Thank you. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask me, guys.